All right, welcome back, everybody. Welcome once again to the Terry Hansen Show. My name is Terry. It's great to be with you on this episode number 33. And greetings, as always, from Podunk, Idaho. It's a beautiful Friday morning. The sun is shining. It rained a bunch last night, so everything's fresh and clean. The air is crisp, and I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Today, as we get together, you and I are going to chat a little bit about a topic that I had some questions come in from some viewers and some subscribers about confidence. And that is, what are some way, well, I'll just read them to you right here. As a matter of fact, these came in today. Said this: can you help me boost my confidence in my sales talk? Or another one came in very similar to it. I feel anxious when I call a person with authority or who is famous. I lack confidence. Can you help? So the answer is yes. So that's our topic today. You and I are going to talk about this whole concept of confidence and what are some three simple tips that you and I can use to help us boost our confidence and just be more assertive and feel more confident in our conversations with our sales prospects. And who is this for? This is for any entrepreneur who has launched a business in their first 3 or 4 or 5 years of their business, and they're under that obligation to go out and hunt and find new customers. It's for every sales professional out there who has to go prospect and go find new business. It's for every freelancer who's got to hustle and drum up some new clients. The Terry Hansen Show is absolutely for you, because during this show, we talk about the sales prospecting secrets that today's top entrepreneurs, sales professionals, and freelancers are using to generate new business. So let's dive in. Step number one. So I've got this diagrammed up here for you. So step number one that I want to invite you to think about is your gifts. Your gifts and your superpowers, okay? Now I'm going to use two simple analogies to maybe cement this idea into place. Now in my garage, I'm not a very handy guy. I wish I was more handy. I wish I could change out, do all sorts of automotive things and fix stuff up around the house and do plumbing and electric. I wish I was super handy. I'm not. But in my garage, I have a toolbox. And in my toolbox, I've got quite a few tools. Now, if you were to go into my toolbox and just reach in and grab any single tool, say a wrench or a screwdriver or a hammer, and you hold that up and you just look at that and you ask this question, what is this used for? What is this used for? What kind of tool is this? If you pick up a screwdriver, for example, and you look at what this is for, this particular tool, a screwdriver, was designed for a very specific purpose. It has a unique talent. It has a unique function and a purpose. It's to turn things, right? Turn a screw to lock something into place. And I feel like in some way or shape or form, you and I are kind of like tools in that sense. We were designed for a very specific purpose. We have a certain functionality. We have a certain capability. Another kind of analogy or example would be superheroes. Now, if we take Superman, for example, Superman is pretty wonderful in a lot of ways, right? He's a snappy dresser. He's very intelligent. He's very social and very likable and very friendly. Those are all his strengths. But what are his superpowers? Well, his superpowers are his ability to fly, his ability to see through walls, his superhuman strength, right? His ability to do lots of things like that. Well, what about Thor? Well, Thor has got this amazing hammer. He can channel lightning and he's super strong. What about Hulk? Well, Hulk can, he's basically indestructible, right? All these superheroes have their superpowers. And I really feel like you and I, as just regular plain Jane and plain Joe humans, are superhumans in disguise. We have gifts, we have talents, we have abilities, we have superpowers that we have been blessed with and given. So one of the first things that you and I need to do is really identify, what are those gifts? What are those superpowers, in essence? Have you taken the time to get an assessment done? Like a DISC assessment to highlight your strengths and your weaknesses? If you haven't done one of those kinds of personality or online assessments, an assessment is a great way to help you discover and identify from an objective standpoint of view what your unique gifts and talents and strengths really are. But step number one that I would highly recommend for you is to take some time and outline some of your gifts. Ask your family members, ask your closest friends what you're good at, what you're uniquely talented at, and what your true superpowers are. Make a list. Don't hold back. Make a good list of those. Categorize them. Think about them. Think about how you're unique and special and talented in certain ways. Now, with that being done, that's step number one. Step number one is identify your unique gift. Step number two is back to the tool analogy. Every tool in my toolbox was designed for a specific purpose. A wrench has a unique functionality, a unique gift, but it was designed for a special purpose. The same thing with a hammer or a drill or a saw or a level, any of those kinds of things, they have a special purpose. Now, you and I have been given special gifts and talents and abilities, special superpowers, and we have to ask ourselves the question, why? For what purpose? Why were we blessed with these special gifts and superpowers and talents? What are we supposed to do with them? And that's the second thing. We have to identify what our higher purposes are, higher purposes and mission. There you go. What are our higher purposes and missions? What are we here in this life to accomplish? What are we supposed to do? 3 questions to maybe get you thinking about some of your higher purposes and your mission. Number 1 is, what do you want to accomplish in life? What do you want to do? What do you want to achieve? What's on the checklist that you want to cross off, right? What do you want to do? What do you want to achieve? What do you want to accomplish? Think carefully about that. Second question to think about to help you kind of brainstorm a little bit about what your higher purposes and missions are, right? Is what do you want to become? Who do you want to be? All of us are in a state of evolution and growing and changing and becoming something. But we're smart to think objectively about who we want to become. What kind of person do we want to be at the end of our life? All of these experiences that we've had, who do we want to be like? Who do we idolize? Who's our heroes? Who do we want to become and who do we want to be like? Third and final question to think about when it comes to your higher purposes and mission is, what do you want to have? What do you want to obtain? Is it knowledge? Is it relationship? Is it experience? Is it, is it possessions? Things like that. So what do you want to obtain? What do you want to enjoy? What do you want to have? So think about those kinds of things. If you spend some time with those 3 questions, what do I want to achieve? What do I want to become? And or who do I want to become? And what do I want to have? If you spend some time with those 3 questions, you're going to come up with some really good things to help you zero in on what your higher purposes and missions are in life. Now, just to summarize, you and I have been blessed with some superpowers, some gifts, but we haven't been given those willy-nilly for no reason. We've got to do something with them. So we identify our higher purposes and missions. Now, we get to our last critical area. Number 3 is we have to identify what our particular goals are for our career, our professional goals. Because this is because this particular show is devoted towards helping entrepreneurs and sales professionals and freelancers achieve their professional goals through sales prospecting and new business development, you've got to think about your career and your professional life. What goals can you set in your career and your professional life that will help you achieve your higher purposes and missions? Your goals absolutely should help you achieve your higher purposes and goals. And your higher purposes should be achieved by leveraging and using your unique talents and gifts and superpowers. Now, when you become clear on your professional goals and what you want to achieve here and why you're doing this, that gives you overall a great sense of power, personal power. Personal power and confidence are twin sisters to each other. When you're clear on who you are, why you're here, and what you need to accomplish in your career, you become much more passionate, much more motivated, much more driven, much more focused on the job at hand. And when it comes to prospecting and hunting for new business, that gives you a greater sense of purpose, of mission, and of intensity and focus to go and do the things that you need to do. So I hope those 3 strategies, those 3 tips give you some things to work on and think about this week to help you beef up your personal power and your confidence. It's a tough game. It is very, very tricky. And I understand as an entrepreneur or as a sales professional, what the challenges of going out and finding new business. It's hard. Sometimes you mentally just don't want to do it. And sometimes you're just simply scared to do it. It's naturally kind of an awkward or uncomfortable thing. But when you and I bring our very best selves, understanding who we are, why we're here, and what we have to accomplish in our career, we approach people in authority, the CEOs, the presidents, the senior executives in the companies that we want to do business with a sense of assertiveness, with a sense of confidence, with a sense of purpose, with a sense of power. And we unapologetically introduce ourselves. We confidently ask questions. We recommend, we suggest, we counsel, we advise with them, and we invite them to take action with us and book appointments with us so that we can serve them in the highest way. That's the essence of professional selling and this sort of confidence that we're after. So I hope some of these things have helped you, given you some food for thought and some things to chew on this week. Today's Friday, so as we move into the weekend, I invite you to spend some time over the weekend in quiet moments answering those 3 questions that I gave you and thinking about what you can do to get better acquainted with yourself and understand your true superpowers. Spend some time crafting and refining and defining your higher purposes and mission, and then be clear on your professional goals. And as you do that, watch what happens to your assertiveness, your confidence, your clarity, and your personal power. So it's great to be with you. Again, my name is Terry Hansen. If you've enjoyed some of the topics that we've talked about here in our show, do 3 things for me. Number 1, subscribe to this channel so you can be notified every single day of the week that new episodes come out, and you can take 10, 15 minutes out of your busy day to increase your personal power. Number 2, comment below on what other strategies have helped you boost and beef up your own confidence. What helps you be more confident as an entrepreneur, as a sales professional, or as a freelancer? And number 3, share this video on your social media channels so that other people can gain the benefit of becoming more confident and more courageous in their careers as well. So it's great to be with you. Be sure to click some of the links below to get access to our free sales training in our free Facebook group that we have there. Like, subscribe, and be sure to join the upcoming sales prospecting workshop. You can register for that as my guest, as my friend, and I look forward to seeing you back here on the Terry Hansen Show next time. Have a good weekend. Take good care. We'll see you guys. Bye-bye.